looking into camera one? I should learn how to do my hair. What do I do? Maybe you have had the thought, hey, maybe I should homeschool. And then you immediately thought, nope, not gonna happen. I have no idea how to do that. Well, I didn't either. That's true. If you are thinking about homeschooling, you no doubt have a lot of questions, emotions, feelings, fears going on in your head right now. It's all very exciting, but can also feel extremely overwhelming. In 2021, was that 2021? No. In 2022, my family and I took on a new challenge, homeschooling. Have you ever planned a trip to somewhere that you've never been before? It's tricky, right? Where to eat, where to stay, what to see, what time of year to go. You're trying to balance your needs with your husband's needs, with the kids' needs, and different ages, different interests. When I'm planning a trip somewhere, one of the first things I do is reach out to somebody who has been there before and get some recommendations. I also read guidebooks, and I look on Instagram, and I read blogs, but that can all start to feel like a lot sometimes. Even though the information is really good, I'd like to have like a step-by-step plan, someone to actually hold my hand and walk me through the process. Sometimes I wish we could go back to the good old days where we could walk into a travel agency and have a travel agent book the whole thing for us. When we made the transition to homeschooling, I definitely could have used a travel agent or a homeschool agent, someone to hold my hand and guide me through the process. Point out things that maybe I hadn't thought of. Travel agents have hacks and they have knowledge, and it helps you to save time and energy. That's my plan with these videos. To set you up for success in homeschooling, in not just choosing curriculum and planning out your day, but in also making sure that you don't burn yourself out. As I was going through the process of transitioning our family to homeschooling, I wished that there was a step-by-step process, and not just for the practical stuff, for the mindset stuff too, for the emotional stuff. How do I deal with the feelings of, am I ruining my kids? How do I tell my family? How do I deal with any kind of judgment? Yes, I needed help in choosing curriculum, but I also needed help in the anxiety I felt around, what if I never get any alone time again? So, as I went through the process, I took copious notes. I documented the whole process. Then, after a full year, I went back and I asked myself, what can be improved? What are some mistakes I made? How would I change this process to make it better? The answers to these questions then became my secret sauce for how to set yourself up successfully for homeschooling. One of the biggest things I found that could be improved is talking about the mindset stuff right alongside the practical stuff. Yes, we're going to need to choose curriculum. Yes, we're going to have to set up our homeschool space and our day, but we're also going to have to deal with a lot of self-doubt that comes up, a lot of fears that come up, new ways of self-care that we're going to have to tackle. All of these have to work side by side with each other in order for this homeschool journey to feel successful for the whole family. And most of what I found was either the practical or the mindset, but I struggled to find anything that spoke with it side by side. What also can be improved is tackling myths. There are a lot of homeschool myths out there, and it's hard to know when you're reading and researching and talking to people what is true and what isn't. So before talking about your schedule and socialization and picking curriculum, there have to be some myths busted. And then lastly, community. I struggled to find a place that was non-judgmental where I could come and I could ask questions without feeling like I was going to get raked over the coals for not knowing something, not realizing something, having missed something. A place where other moms could support me, where we could have fun talking about things, where we could maybe even meet up in person, have workshops, have retreats, get together, support each other and each other's families. Mistakes. It would take me the rest of this video to write out all the mistakes. Some of these are really funny. Step it back. Okay, I could literally just keep listing these, but mistakes. So many mistakes. So many mistakes. And so I look at the two of those together and I think, what would I change to make this process better? How I would change this process to make it better. Talk about the mindset stuff right next to the practical. In fact, tackle the mindset stuff first, because that's the stuff that's going to get in the way when you get into the practical. It's good to tackle that first, have a good solid foundation for the mindset stuff, then get into the practical stuff. Step by step, where do I start? There's so much information about homeschooling now. Do I pick the curriculum first? Do I set up my day first? Do I pull them out of school first? Do I need to go find a co-op first? What do even all these words mean? So I would improve this process with a step-by-step, hold your hand, just like a travel agent, way of planning out your homeschooling year. And an encouraging community, a place where you can go and not only get information, but get friends, get community, get people who you can go through this together with, that you can laugh with, that this can be lighthearted with, that you can have fun with, that you can get ideas from, that can also help enrich your homeschool day, not a place where you feel like you might be judged or ashamed or made fun of. So these 3 things together is what inform my approach into how to best get yourself set up for a successful homeschool journey. What is that framework? What is that process? It is a map. Every new homeschooler needs a map. First, we've got awareness, and then mindset, action, and process. In every video coming up, you are going to use this exact process, whether it's socialization, curriculum, telling the family, pulling the kids. A map will help you with every single step. At this point, you may be wondering, who is this lady? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Sarah Waycamp, and I have 3 kids, a husband, 2 dogs, and live in Texas. My husband and I actually both went to public school, which is where we met, and I myself was a public school teacher, my mom as well. And my grandmother, in fact, was the PTA president of the high school element of all the school. I've also taught in public school. I've taught 2nd grade, 3rd grade, high school. I've also taught private school. I've taught in Austria, Spain, Mexico, India, Turkey. I have 5 state teaching certifications and 3 international ones. My own kids have been to many different types of school. They've done Mother's Day Out, they've done private school, they've done public school, they've done Montessori school. You do not need a teaching certification in order to homeschool. I tell you this to let you know that I have extensive knowledge around education and how it can work in various places and various ages and in different approaches. My journey has taught me that while all those certifications and all that experience is very valuable, the most important thing lies in a passion for learning and in developing your kids and in growing your family. Whether you have teaching certifications or not, your love for your child's education is what will truly make the difference in their homeschooling experience. I like that I have all these certifications and experiences because I can use that to sift through and see what was actually necessary, what actually works, and what doesn't. What do you call that when you go through and you look for the best stuff? Curate. I feel like a bit of a museum curator. I've taught in different places, I've taught different ages, I've taught different styles, and I've gone through and I've curated and figured out what can be improved, what mistakes are pretty common, and how I would change the process to make it better. And that's what I'm bringing you. We're just turning the sun. And that's what these next 10 videos are about. It's a map. Every homeschooler needs a map. Yours is coming. Next up, how not to choose curriculum. See you in the next one. Oh no, I'm gonna have to move the phone. Let's just do something off the cuff. If you had asked me 2 years ago, no, not 2 years ago, just keep the camera going. Yes, no. What? With these videos. Let's see if I can do this with my left hand. Into homeschooling. Transition. Why can't I say that word? Transitioning. I can't say it. Facing all right, let's do this.